Peace! You get after me, say peace! Say peace! You get after me, say peace! I wore my hoodie today. But the truth, if I look in the mirror closely enough, is that I have the complexion for the protection so I can wear my hoodie wherever I want to. My great-great-grandparents, I don't know their names. But if I'm truthful and honest with myself, I have to know that there's a very good chance that they had some participation in the slave trade. My great-grandparents wore their hoodies too. But they didn't look like this one. They had that white tip at the end. They hunt and they kill black people, hung them from trees. 5,000 innocent black people hung from trees in the south part of this country. Thousands of unnamed and unknown people in the north of this country have been killed. Some of their names we know, others we do not know. The reality, though, is that if I'm honest with myself, is that these things were done in my name whether I wanted them to happen or not. The truth that I have to be honest with myself if I look in the mirror is that whether I want to be a bigot or not, whether I want to be a racist or not, the fact that I live in a racialized, unjust system means that every time I walk out of my house, I'm practicing racism. When I bought my house as a white man in this society, I benefited from a system of racism. When I bought my car, when I walk, when I go to the store, when I walk home from the store in my hoodie if it's cold, you notice that all throughout history we've seen that whether it's police, whether it's the army, or whether it's vigilantes, this is the legacy that we have. This man, George Zimmerman, comes from a legacy of people who went out into the streets. Nobody asked them to do it. Nobody asked the lynch mob to go into the streets. Nobody hired for them for that job. They volunteered. Nobody asked the Ku Klux Klan to go out into the streets and go in their backyards and burn down Malcolm X's home. My grandparents. But they did that shit because they believed that they were doing it to protect us. And nobody asked this man to get his gun and go and do what he did. But the reality is that those things were done in my name. And so if I am really going to be a human being, then I have to understand that we come from this system. And all of those times, we're told that we find some way to blame the victim for what happened to them. And we find some way to let the killer walk, to let the killer off the hook. And it's not because we love that killer, it's because we're getting ourselves off the hook. We're telling ourselves, I'm not a bigot, I'm not a racist, that's not me. The reality is that a long time ago, somebody decided that we weren't going to be human anymore. Somebody decided that a human being, just by the virtue of being human, isn't qualified for full dignity on this planet. Somebody decided that you had to have membership in a person, in a specific race, in a specific culture, in a specific religion, that you had to be a male, you had to be straight, you had to belong to some group in order to be a human being. Well, when we accepted that, when we accepted that not everybody's humanity is valid, we accepted that our own humanity was invalid as well. And so if we want to get anywhere, we have to be self-loving enough to be honest with ourselves, to do some soul searching. And for me, I'm not talking about soul searching like to see what's inside our soul. We have to find what the hell happened to our soul. Some people out there like me that have the place of protection. We're going to case about this case. We're not talking about just this issue. We're talking about whether or not we're going to be human beings again.